Hey there, everybody. I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 3 of my favorite 30 rock solo albums of all time. We're counting down each and every day here this month in November 2023. 30 days in the month. My 30 favorite rock solo albums from prominent members of prominent bands. Maybe they put this solo album out while they were still in the prominent band. Maybe they put out lots of solo records throughout their career. Maybe they left the prominent band to just go do solo albums of all time. We're not talking about the solo bands per se. We're talking about the solo albums, right? Generally had lots of guest stars. It wasn't like a permanent band, or maybe not yet, right? In this particular instance, this is the first ever solo album from this musician. He put this out while he was still in that other band. Released October 1975, recorded and produced at Kingsway Recorders in Kingsway, London, by John Adcock and Steve Hackett for Charisma Records, Chrysalis here in the U.S. I'm talking about Voyage of the Acolyte by Mr. Steve Hackett. Of course, Steve Hackett, the guitar player from Genesis, right? So he recorded this while he was still in Genesis, just kind of was getting tired of the band not using any of his songs for the albums, and he figured, I'll just go do a solo record. Maybe I'll bring some of the guys on board to help me out with it. Didn't sit well with some of the guys in the band, though, because, we're supposed to be doing this, and here you are doing that. But to Steve, it's like, well, but a lot of the material that I have for the band would be perfect for the band. And when you hear this album, you think, well, why wasn't any of this material used on a Genesis record, right? Because it just sounds like a Genesis album, right? But no, it's Mr. Banks and Mr. Rutherford and Mr. Collins were just kind of like, maybe it's not a good fit, right? We'd rather use our stuff. It's a shame. But who we got on this album? Other than Steve on all sorts of guitars and mellotron and different kind of bells and chimes and percussion and things like that. You got John Aycock, the producer, also on some acoustic piano, some synthesizer, mellotron, harmonium. John Hackett, his brother, ARP or ARP synthesizer, bells and flute. Mike Rutherford does play on here on 12-string guitar, bass pedals. You got Johnny Gustafson, the great John Gustafson, the late John Gustafson, on bass guitar. Percy Jones plays some bass guitar in here as well. Percy, of course, from Brand X. You got Phil Collins himself. Drums, percussion, vibraphone, vocals on one track. You got Robin Miller, oboe and English horn. Nigel Warren Green, cello. And Sally Oldfield sings on one particular song. So what are the songs on here? What is this album? This is just gorgeous, haunting, progressive rock as only Steve Hackett can do. Wonderful songs. Great guitar playing. Loads of mellotron. Love the kind of pastoral atmosphere on a lot of these tracks. But some of his classics are on here, like Ace of Wands, the opener. So English, so quirky, so proggy. Awesome guitar work. Love the keys. Excellent stuff. Hands of the Priestess Part 1 is on here, as well as Part 2. In between, you got a Tower Struck Down. You got the Hermit on here. Over on side 2, you got the amazing Star of Sirius, The Lovers, and of course, one of his absolute classics. I love the bookends of this album. Ace of Wands starts it off. Shadow of the Hierophant finishes it off. Such a great song. So ominous, so amazing. The textures, the atmosphere, the ambiance, the guitar work, everything about this album is just so good. It's easily, for me, my favorite Steve Hackett solo album. Spectral Mornings is great too, but there's this, right? Generally always lean towards this. It's got the amazing artwork. Just absolutely amazing artwork. And for this album, I don't believe we have any charting. Let's see. Voyage of the Acolyte reached number 26 in the UK charts and number 191 in the US. So just barely dented the charts here. Pretty good in the UK, and later reissued in 2005 with some extra bonus tracks and things. But this has been one of the most talked about. You know how a couple days ago we talked about Chris Squire's Fish Out of Water solo album, and I stated that was the best solo album, or my favorite solo album, of any member of Yes. This is my favorite solo album of any member of Genesis. Hands down. Hands down. Rutherford's got that. That first one is pretty damn great. Phil Collins has his first two are pretty damn good. They're very different than this sort of thing, right? Tony Banks has some good stuff. You got Peter Banks. Not Peter Banks. That's from Yes. Sorry, I got too many Banks in my head. Tony has a couple pretty decent solo albums, right? But for the most part, when it comes to solo albums from Genesis members, I always give the healthy nod to Mr. Hackett, because he's got so many of them and so many really, really good ones. It's really, there's no contest there. So, yeah, Voyage of the Acolyte from Mr. Hackett is my pick today, pick number 3. Just 2 left. So down below, let us know what you think of this album, as well as your pick for today. And we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 2. 2 days left in the month before we start December 1st with my favorite 31 albums of 2023 each and every day. Another album will start at number 31. We'll march our way all the way to number 1, which will be revealed on New Year's Eve, December 31st. Still got to put my list together. It's been crazy the last week or 2 or 3. Lots going on. We got Thanksgiving Day holiday and all sorts of other things happening. So I've got like my long list that I've been putting together for the whole year, but I need to sit down for a couple hours and just go through that entire list and map out my top 31. But don't you worry. I'll have number 31 ready for you on the 1st of December in just a few days from now. So till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we have the links to our Ko-Fi page, our channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page, all in the video description below. Thanks in advance for all your support there. And myself and Frosty, we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 2. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one. Don't forget, tonight in the Prague seat, it's album study. Once again, today, Chris Canzaneri, the Cans himself, will be hosting tonight. He is the MC. He has picked out for us Traffic's great album, John Barleycorn Must Die. So stay tuned for that on In the Prague seat tonight. And till then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.